Are you thinking about buying a brand new home? Today's video is all about the 5 things that no one tells you about new construction. And be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to share the 5 things that you're going to spend money on after you close on that brand new home. So if we have not met yet, I'm Lisa McBride with Sarasota Neighborhood Experts. My team and I love helping so many of you buy, sell, and invest in real estate here in Sarasota and Manatee counties. So let's get right to the list of 5 things that no one tells you about new construction. First and foremost, I know that many of you have probably seen it advertised that said that you have to come into the sales center for the first time with your agent. And although I do agree that's best practice, and I do enjoy going and showing all of our clients the new construction neighborhoods, if you are out driving around and you decide you want to pop into some models and just browse and your agent is not with you, you can go into these model centers. You can explain to the rep that you are represented, that you were just out casually looking for that day, and that you have an appointment scheduled with your agent at another time. It's not a problem. You have the right to be represented. Also, if the sales rep asks you to fill out a registration card with your name and phone number, there is an area where you can fill in your agent's name and contact information as well. So yes, I do agree that the builders would prefer that your first visit be with your agent. However, that does not always happen, and it does not restrict you from being represented in the new construction process. So rest easy. If you're out cruising around and you happen to decide to stop into some new construction model homes and take a visit, you absolutely still can be represented. You will have no problem with that. Number 2 thing that builders don't always tell you, and I'm here to share with you, and this is a big one, and this is you can absolutely negotiate with builders. I know many times people ask me, is there negotiations with the builders? Is that price they set the final price? How does an agent help me negotiate with a builder? Well, it's all very, very possible. And it is important to work with an agent that does have experience with new construction because there's a lot of different areas to negotiate when it comes to builders. And all builders are going to negotiate just a little bit differently and on some different items. I'm going to tell you, you're going to get the most negotiations on neighborhoods that are brand new or they're about to close out. Or if they're not hitting their sales quotas for the end of the month, you may get a better deal. Now, builders are busy right now. 2026 has started off very strong, and there's a lot of activity going on here in our local market. But there might be a subdivision or two that's not selling quite as well for various reasons. These neighborhoods, you're also going to be able to negotiate the strongest. Remember, all builders have goals they're trying to hit, and so they do want to work with you as buyers. They really want to bring you in. Now, a few areas that builders negotiate on. As we know, you always have the base price and your lot cost, and then the upgrades, the design features in your home, the structural features, and perhaps a pool. So these are 5 different areas of cost when building a home. Most builders will choose not to negotiate very much on the base price. They like to keep their base prices set. They may lower them a little bit, they may go up a little bit, but for the continuity of the neighborhood, keeping values similar throughout the neighborhood as the neighborhood is being built, and also to completely hold values for the current residents in the neighborhood, base price is usually the least likely to be negotiated on. But when it comes to lot cost, structural cost, there's many times that they may discount a lot. For instance, we are seeing 50% off of some lots, or for the month of February might be 50% off the lot cost, $20,000 off the lot cost. So that's definitely an area you might be able to negotiate. And even if they're saying $20,000 off a lot cost, sometimes we can get $30,000. Same can be said for design incentives. Many times builders will offer design incentives, and it may be 50% off your total design or 50% off of design cost up to $80,000, or they're just giving you a $60,000 in design credits. Again, that is a number that we could negotiate with the builder. Now, every builder is different. The caveat here is I do not know what each and every builder is going to allow. I don't know if they're going to change their mind at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, at the end of a quarter. So it varies greatly. We do not have anything set in stone what they will take. Now, another item, if you are adding a pool to your home, occasionally we'll be able to negotiate on that pool cost as well. I mean, you've all seen the videos about free pools or pool incentives, so that is another area to negotiate with. If you are looking at new construction and you're thinking, I really don't want to go through the build process, and the builders have inventory homes, I will tell you, those homes you will get the strongest negotiation power. Those homes have been completely designed by the builder, and they always put the top features, the most requested features in inventory homes. They definitely make them look good. So if they're sitting on inventory and you want a home in the next month to 3 months, 4 months, looking at inventory home is very good, and typically you're going to get the best value and the most negotiations with inventory homes. The number 3 thing that you really need to know about new construction, and that is your lot choice is going to be one of the most critical decisions that you make when buying new construction. Now, we all know that everyone wants the largest lot, or the lot that backs up to water, or preserve in the backyard. And even ideally is if you have water and then preserve. Those are beautiful lots and are most desired. Or if you want to be at the end of a cul-de-sac. So when you're looking in a community, depending on what stage of the community, what phase they're releasing, the lot is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make. Now, one of the least important decisions I'm going to tell you that you're going to need to make, and that is your elevation of your home. I know you might be asking, like, why is that the least important? Well, I can tell you that as I have sold homes, resell homes, I have never had anyone tell me that they will not buy a house because the elevation isn't what they want. Now, there is a cost when you change elevations with builders. There's usually one elevation that's at cost, and then if you change to various elevations, the cost can go up. So if you're trying to be very budget friendly, don't get hung up on the elevation that you're choosing unless perhaps it has a few more windows that are important to you, or design feature that is really critical to you. So lot is probably your biggest choice, and the elevation is probably the least important when deciding on your home. The next item we need to talk about, and that is HOA cost. Remember that while a neighborhood is being built out, the builder still retains management of the HOA. They've hired property managers to maintain the HOA, but the builder is in control of the HOA, which means that builders like to keep the cost lower when developing a neighborhood. And once the neighborhood is completely sold out and homeowners take over and retain that HOA and work with a management company, cost can go up. So I see it very, very often where home builders are going to entice buyers into neighborhoods by offering very low HOAs, maybe $150 a month or $350 a month, and yet there's tons of amenities. And they're doing that for a very specific reason. Now, there's nothing in the state of Florida that says HOA fees can only go up by a certain percentage year over year. So once a neighborhood is completely sold out and as residents you take over, you will want to watch those budgets very closely to see what the expenses are and to see if your HOAs will go up. Now, keep in mind, they can go down as well, and I have seen that happen. But just know HOA and HOA fees, those low numbers that you're seeing in new construction neighborhoods are definitely going to change over the life of your home ownership. The number 5 thing in new construction that no one really tells you, but I think is critically important, and that is choose your neighborhood first. Neighborhood location. Obviously, you guys, location, 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 the number 1 rule of real estate. So you may have a builder that you like, or you may have a floor plan you like, but you really need to find your location first, find your neighborhood. Now, the one caveat on that, you may have a location and a builder you love, but in that particular location, they're only building homes with 1,400 square feet or 1,500 square feet, and you're looking for 3,000 square feet. Naturally, we will have to look in other areas. They may not be as convenient to shopping and dining and all the things that you're looking for, but neighborhood is critically important when making that decision. Just as the lot choice when you get into this neighborhood is important, choosing your neighborhood is incredibly important. Okay. Now, this last item we're going to talk about is the 5 things that you're going to spend money on after you close on that home. And I want to dive into this a little bit because after you've paid your base price and lot costs and your design features and all your moving expenses, you might think, oh my gosh, this has all been overwhelming. But I'm here to tell you there's even more expenses after you close. So don't put all of your budget 100% solely into the cost of your home. These 5 items we're going to talk about, almost everyone has added after closing. Number 1, ceiling fans and light fixtures. Now, some builders will include a very detailed lighting package and lighting features. However, they're usually very limited in design choices, so most people will install ceiling fans and additional light fixtures after closing. Also, window treatments. All new construction is beautiful, but it comes without any window treatments. So that will be a relatively large cost as well after closing. A few other areas that are usually optional for most people, but I see a lot of people do this, and that is custom closets. Now again, not everybody goes right ahead and does a custom closet, but they're so popular. They add a lot of storage. There's tons of companies here locally that design custom closets, custom pantries, custom laundry rooms, and most of my clients seem to love that. So it is a cost that happens after closing. Also, you may decide to fence your yard, or you may have to add screening to your back patio lanai area after closing, so keep that in mind as well. Another item after closing that I see a lot of people do is water softeners. And the final thing I want to talk about after closing expenses can be outdoor kitchens. Now, most of the builders will plumb for an outdoor kitchen with the gas line, water line, but as a homeowner, many times we have to add that after closing. So the cost of adding your outdoor kitchen is an after close expense. So as you can see, there's a lot of expense with new construction. There's a lot of things that you have to decide on. If we can help you with your new construction project, give us a call today, reach out, send me an email. We're here to help. We work with all the builders throughout Sarasota and Manatee counties, and we love helping you with that process. As always, when it comes to real estate, always work with your local expert.